I saw skin floating in the water. The skin was floating. It would fall off the dolphins and float away. Over the course of my tenure at Marineland, I was witness to things that people would never imagine a place like Marineland to be capable of. A major reason for my leaving Marineland was because the state of the facility was just so poor. The water had gotten so bad. It was green. It was harming the animals. It smelled bad. And it made the people who worked in this environment ill as well. The chemicals we were using to try to maintain the water were really harming the animals. The sea lions would haul up on land and dry themselves out and clutch their eyes shut, and their entire complexion would change, and the walruses were just miserable. I mean, poor Paulo would just sit there all day with his sucking his flipper and looking out for some type of relief that I could not provide. The dolphin's skin was flaking off, their eyes clutched shut. We had to hold their mouths open to feed them and to get them their appetite stimulants. Baker and Sandy's eyes, I mean, we couldn't even train them to open their eyes till the damage was just so extensive that when we finally saw it, it was just grotesque. In treating the animals, we would pull them out and put them in dry environments to try to heal the superficial wounds, because the water had compromised their health so much so that we had to come up with some resolve. So we would pull them out for extended periods of time. However, in doing so, the consequence was we definitely harmed the animals' personalities, because not having access to water, fresh water, proved to be really harmful for the animals. In the case of Sandy and Baker, Baker was writhing in pain, constantly shaking erratically, clutching his eyes shut, Sandy clutching her eyes shut. Sandy didn't move for weeks. Baker would constantly dunk his head in the fresh water that we provided to try to alleviate some of the pain, but the damage was far too extensive. And at one point, I had to remove him from the dry environment because for fear that he was really in far worse shape in the dry dock, and in doing so, he actually barked, and his eyeball lens had projected from his eye socket and landed on the floor, and streams of blood was coming from his eye. Today, Baker just swims around with no real agenda, just breathing and clutching his eyes shut and just swimming in circles repeatedly.